Good morning, everyone, students and teachers. First of all, I sincerely thank you for clicking play on this video. I'm Bonnie Song, usually at the first because the pressure is to set a high bar. My strategy start by admitting I'm lost a human-cat power struggle. Yes, one of the main characters in today's stories is a cat I adopted. I named her Van Gogh. Clearly that was a strategy mistake because she pulled all her artistic talent into performance art, like her late-night trash can symphony or improvised carving on my hand. But this isn't a pet rant. When I realized she was a little tear under my strict rules, but an angel baby spoiled by my parents, a bigger question hit me. I seem to have unconsciously reinherited and reenacted a family drama of control and rebellion from my mother, with my cat as the most honest audience and actor. But before I start, a quick note. Throughout this talk, I'll refer to call my cat the family cat or she, because if I keep saying Van Gogh, you might think I'm falling into some sort of bizarre delusion. So in this presentation, there are two projects from the Discipline and Autonomy module, focusing on current and emerging media. I'll dissect what I call a generation curse cycle. I try to show and answer three questions. First, how does this course show up? Second, why is it so deeply rooted? And third, most importantly, can this curse be broken? First, Project 1, Current Media and Technology. In Teaching Week 2 college class, I started by making my first piece based on weak feelings, it getting to the flow, by capturing a moment of being struck by someone's actions or words. Later, with my guidance and artistic references, I learned how to use colors and shape to strengthen visual impact. Paul also suggested that combining black and white with color was great, so merging both led to a second piece. Around this time, I noticed the family cat's transformations and began researching. I found Mackenzie Reynolds. She combines old photos with text, like building a bridge between forgetting and memories. From her, I learned how to use blank space and text to reconstruct meanings, applying it to my work about the cat. The second inspiration was Remy, whose youth college used metamorphic design, visually direct and highly symbolic. I borrowed his approach, combining the cat's scratches with broken blinds to symbolize moments of argument and chaos. I also merged the scratches with puppies to express how this toxic relationship created by me was also destroying me. While making this, I realized the scratches become evidence of my deepest fear. I cannot be loved unconditionally. Only through control and effort can I maintain a relationship. In Teaching Week 3, we tried printmaking. I want to apply what I learned about color contrast from college to printmaking. But since my control over color is quite weak, this was very challenging, so before class I started researching early. Edmund Dante's intense colors and narrow network-like forms inspired me. I learned from him how color and simple shapes, through contrast and arrangement, create strong visual stimulation and impact. And from Marisa Purcell, I saw how she uses light, veil-like colors to create a transparent quality, evoking an immersive depth. Her handling of transparent layers and hazy space helped me understand the emotional gray areas. So I learned this hazy technique and this edgeless emotional expression. In class, I used what I learned from this artist, and this was incredibly helpful, but the most crucial step was imagining the paper as my cat. When I rolled the press and craft sharp shapes, I was trying to let the medium itself speak the invisible emotional pressure I placed on her. At this point, my therapist offered a key secondary research insight. She said that the cat was a mirror for my emotions. My anxiety and need for control were just dangerous signals to her. Her little tear behaviors was a fight or flight defense, not inherent badness. This was a revelation. My creation had unintentionally and ahead of my own awareness. Visualize a violent cycle of projection and identification. This realization found a dynamic summary in the following GIF animation class. I decided to look at this cycle from a broad, rational perspective. To visualize this psychological alienation, I use an animation technique, rotating a series of gradually changing head image to create a procedural 3D. time-lapse gaze. I also visualize the heart around her changing from cute to thorny. The thorns in the gift keep growing, symbolizing how she became more defensive under pressure. This simple loop, more improvedly than any still image, show how love can morph into painful defense, when watered with misunderstanding and fear. This marked a shift in my exploration, from emotional venting to a calm analysis of the pattern itself. Then we moved to Project 2, Emerging AI and Technologies. Honestly, I initially hated AI because I thought generative AI was spiritual blood-sucking from artists. However, in Teaching Week 7, Matt guided us to using the generative AI to produce images. So in that class, since I haven't planned to involve AI in my work, no core ideas were expressed. I just used simple geometric shape to prompt the AI to create beautiful landscapes. It looks fine. However, a classmate's work using a paper rose to generate various effects, materials and textures just opened my eyes. It makes me realize that what might have taken a full day from modeling to rendering could be produced so quickly with AI's help. This changed my view. Maybe generative AI could really be used as a RIPS prototyping tool. So when I entered Teaching Week in 8, I carried this new understanding of dynamic pattern from Week 4. My initial goal was sharp. If a GIF could revolve the motion of emotional patterns, could emerging media like generative AI help me break or rewrite this cycle? However, when I tried using AI to generate a person covered in thorn to symbolize my state, it pursued some unsettling image, and this failure became the best critical material. It made me realize when we need highly personal, emotional artwork as data fodder to AI, are we engaging in a kind of digital generational exploitation? And I couldn't shake that guilty feeling, like consuming its flesh and sleeping in its skin. The convenience of AI generation and the ethical ambiguity from a sharp contradiction. But overall, the course also showed AI's potentials as a rapid prototyping tools, like how a classmate generated amazing material variations from a paper rose. So this forced me to critically distinguish. As a tool, AI is useful, but as a way to skip the creative process and jump straight to results, it's dangerous, hollow, even a skip. So I adjust my directions. I gave up on generation AI that there was a lot of copyright data and turned to open source code and algorithmic art. This felt like an extension of the insights from the GIF animation. I need rules, not fixed images, process, not just outcome. I use open source code to reconstruct old works, letting them speak again. This was my first step in breaking old thinking and symbolizing a new possibility, no longer projecting a fixed image from the past, but allowing any new unexpected pattern to generate it and emerge through interaction. It's like learning not to define her with a fixed script, but deciding to try building a safer, predictable interactive environment in the future and observing who she truly is. So, back to the three original questions. How does this generational course appear? Through unconscious emotional projection, externalizing my inner drama onto the cat and my work. Why this is so entrenched? Because it's solidified by cognitive bias and emotional fear, like an old self-validating algorithm. And through these two projects, can I break it? My exploration says yes. College and printmaking let me see invisible pressures, AI's ethical dilemmas worth of tools' double-edged nature, and turning to open source code and course media points towards two paths to rebuild connections, not through controlling projection but through open dialogue. In the end, this work with the cat became a profound self-education. Art gave me distance and a language to see myself clearly. Breaking the cycle starts with allowing her to be a cat, and allowing me to be me, not some inherited role. In the future, I hope to keep using media and technology to explore relationships, and to create a whole new emotional universe between me and the family cat. Thank you for your listening. That concludes my presentation.